So without any further delay, let me introduce the whole series of talks which we have. In total, we have 7 talks. And in between, there is a short recorded skit prepared by our MSc students. So to begin with, the first talk would be on nutrition-related policies and programs in India, how to take it forward, which will be delivered by our very well-known additional professor, Dr. Swayam Pragya Parida, who belongs to the Department of CMFM and who has been the torchbearer of the vaccination program during COVID time as well. And Madam would highlight the importance of the various policies and programs and how we can implement it on a practical basis. And I also invite the chairperson, Dr. Survi Patra, who's the additional professor in the Department of Psychiatry, AIIMS Bhubaneswar, to chair this talk. So I'm ma'am and Survi ma'am, please welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Sri. Respected President Sir, respected President Sir, respected Director Madam, MS Sir, and Paddy Sir, and other colleagues of Psychiatry Department and other departments. I'm very grateful to be here. And Dr. Paddy and his team has arranged such a nice webinar so that everybody will be benefited. Whenever we tell about nutrition, we usually think of food, but it is there is a subtle difference between food and nutrition. Food is outside, that is what we take, and nutrition is what happens with that in our body. So it is, again, food is considered as medicine. Over or excess indulgence or inadequate intake leads to disease. Now we have sustainable development goals, which has to be achieved by 2030. And as we say, nutrition is related to health. So it should be coming under number 3 goal, that is good health and well-being. However, I must tell that out of 17 sustainable development goals, around 15 goals are directly or indirectly related to food and nutrition. Now, why we selected women's nutrition here is, as per Amartya Sen and Siddiq Umani, women's deprivation in terms of nutrition and healthcare rebounds on society in the form of ill health of their offspring, male and female alike. So the presentation will cover these aspects: women's nutrition, addressing the malnutrition part, policies and programs, and your initiatives. I'll mostly cover the undernutrition part here. So coming to the situational analysis, we say women's nutrition is a key challenge in India. We see more of anemia among reproductive age group. We see anemia among pregnant women. That is around more than 50% of these two groups, they suffer from anemia. Coming to the undernutrition, of course, beyond 1/3, they suffer from undernutrition. And of course, as President Sir said, overweight is also becoming one problem. But let us focus on anemia and undernutrition first. It has a role. Women's nutrition has a role. We say it is an intergenerational cycle. It leads to low birth weight babies, child growth failure, again, low weight and height in adolescents, leading to small adult women, and also the low birth weight babies. So the cycle continues. As we say, around 20% of babies are born low birth. And if you see, there is a growth failure among children, and we take it backwards. There is, of course, low birth weight among children, low birth weight leading to growth failure in children in 5 years, around 5 years of age. Let us take it back. And we say the mother's nutritional status has a role on low birth weight. And let us take it, it goes further backward And we say preconceptional nutritional status leads to low birth weight and child growth failure. And study shows small for gestational age children, around 60% are because of poor weight gain in women as well as in adolescents. Okay. So it goes further. It also goes further. Under 5 nutritional status is again poor, and it leads to more of mortality and morbidity. And mortality, as you see, in India, it is more in case of females because of one more factor, that is the gender discrimination. Of course, in all other states also, it happens in a similar manner. There is more of under 5 mortality in case of girls, and this is mainly because of undernutrition. And this girl child grows and becomes adolescent, and we see around 50% are underweight. Almost 50% are anemic. This is a big thing. Where is the proof? Do we need any proof? So let us see. As per the study, it shows NFHS 3 and NFHS 4 comparison, girls and women, the underweight status is there, a little less in comparison to NFHS 3, but still it is 40% and more. If you say, see the NFHS 3 and NFHS 4 data, we see more than 50% are anemic, and there is slight change only between 2005 to 2015. In 10 years, in this decade, there is slight change. Further proof shows that maternal dietary intake in rural India is quite low. We see a gap. There is a gap in energy intake, there is a gap in protein intake, there is a gap in calcium intake. So gap shows this one. There is a definite gap. There is also a gap in vitamin, other micronutrients and vitamin consumption. And the trends in food group consumption among women, we see less than 50% they take a variety of foods. We say out of 10 food groups, at least 5 food groups to be consumed at least in a meal, but it is not consumed by the women. So there is a striking difference, and we need to be take into consideration. So coming to how to address malnutrition, we see it is a complex problem and having serious consequences. So we have some nutrition specific programs and some nutrition sensitive programs. Looking at the difference, nutrition specific program meaning we improve the nutritional status by providing nutrition or food supplements that is specific. And going to other areas like nutrition specific programs are not sufficient. We need to look at the food security part, their income generation, the care provided during antenatal period, postnatal period, and access to healthcare services. All these will come in toto and will affect will improve the nutritional status of women, children in every society. It will decrease the morbidity, it will increase the cognitive or the growth and development, school performance, adult stature. It will also reduce the obesity and NCDs as per the Barker's hypothesis. And it will lead to a healthy society. Now, if we see, do we have any programs? Yes, we are having a lot of programs like iron folic acid supplement, calcium supplement, deworming supplement. In all this, if you compare with other countries, India is having a lot. But we have an issue. What is that? Again, one thing is there is poor coverage. So the issues are multiple. We have less intake in case of women. Even if we provide the food supplements or nutritional supplements, there is less intake. And moreover, during COVID-19, the challenges has become a lot more because people have become jobless. There is economic crisis. There is inaccessibility to reach health providers. There is domestic violence and also sexual violence, increased unwanted pregnancy. And there is also issue of migrant. All these things, they take a toll on nutritional status of women as well as children. So what is the way forward? How to break this intergenerational cycle of malnutrition? We say we have 4 critical issues to cover. that is maternal stunting, maternal thinness, female discrimination, and micronutrient deficiencies. Somehow in our programs, female discrimination is not taken into consideration. And after those four critical issues, we say if we work on 5 interventions, the output will be more, the nutritional status will be proper. We'll go through that. After the 5 inputs, 5 interventions, and covering these 4 critical issues, we say 4 by 5 criteria. For improving women nutrition, we need 3 opportunities. One is the first 1,000 days of life in our children, that includes pregnancy. Then the second opportunity is adolescence, that is the 10 to 19-year children. And the third one is women of reproductive age group and preconception period, which is not taken into consideration. So we have a lot many programs. Let us come to one. The very important one is ICDS. All of us, we know that Anganwadi centers, the mothers, pregnant women, lactating mothers and children, they go. But yes, they do not cover the women of reproductive age. So there is a lacuna. Now, another strategy is there to cover the micronutrient deficiency, particularly to decrease anemia. We have Anemia Mukt Bharat, and we say there is 6 beneficiaries, 6 interventions and 6 institutional mechanisms in 6 beneficiaries, along with pregnant women, lactating mothers, children, adolescents, boys, adolescent girls. First time they have introduced women of reproductive age group who are covered for the iron folic acid prophylaxis. So under 6 by 6 by 6 strategies, iron folic acid is supplied, periodic deworming is done. So is it sufficient? It is not sufficient. As we say, there are 4 critical issues. Maybe we have covered 1 or 2 aspects covering by giving supplementary nutrition or micronutrient supplementation, but still other essential action needs in different areas, that is diversified diet, improve WASH, improve health services, increase women empowerment, gender equity, completion of school education, because school dropout is one big factor for women, reduce physical burden, that is water, fuel and transport facilities, etc. So what are the programs in place? So we have a topic like policies and programs. What are the programs in space? One is balanced energy and protein supplementation, which I said it is given in ICDS, and for adolescents, it is given in midday meal. Micronutrient intervention, we go for IFS supplementation, calcium supplementation, or iodized salt supplementation. Now, if you look at these things, these all are nutrition specific programs hitting at the nutrition part. But yes, we should not, this is not the everything. We have to cover other areas, which we say nutrition sensitive areas like Pradhan Mantri Surakshit Matritva Abhiyan and IMR MMR reduction strategy, that is Sampurna in Odisha. That is one program that is in Odisha, apart from other programs all over India. Deworming, there is intervention for malaria and endemic areas, that is Durgam Anchalare, malaria, Nirakarani Abhiyan. So all these things are there, and apart from that, some social safety net interventions are also there, that is civil supplies, public distribution system. Through that, we provide food supplies. Also, there is Mamata scheme under WCD, which gives like wage compensation when a person becomes pregnant, then the wage compensation is given through this Mamata scheme. There is conditional cash transfer of rupees 5,000. This is to cover the nutrition part of women. And of course, there is vulnerability reduction fund through Odisha Livelihood Mission. So what is then the policy? The important policy for the nutrition improvement is the India's flagship program to improve nutrition through technology, targeted approach and convergence. And that is Poshan Abhiyan. It is being first kick-started in 2018. And the objective is to reduce the stunting and undernutrition and low birth weight among children, as well as preventing anemia among children, adolescents, as well as women. And the important key core areas are these. And to be honest, out of these 6, the important one is training and capacity building through incremental learning approach. This is for Anganwadi workers and the frontline workers, and behavioral change has been given a lot of focus through Jan Andolan, and there is convergence of all departments. As I said, we have nutrition sensitive areas, nutrition specific areas. Always we look at ICDS and nutrition specific areas, but we do not cover the nutrition sensitive areas. So it is an umbrella program, Poshan Abhiyan, through which all the aspects are taken together. So these are the different interventions. As I mentioned, 5 interventions, and these are the various platforms: ICDS through WCD, Food and Civil Supplies through PDS. All these programs are covered under the umbrella of or ambit of Poshan Abhiyan. Beyond that, what are the newer initiatives? Newer initiatives in Odisha, I'll be telling about. There are 3 or 4. One is Swabhiman, one is SAG, we say Scheme for Adolescent Girls, and there is SOPAN, and there is dietary diversification. This is important because millets has been introduced in ICDS recently, and this is going to be give a boon to ICDS program. And there is second one is Mo Upakari Bagicha for household, community, as well as Anganwadi centers. Coming to the Swabhiman, is a newer initiative. It is an integrated multi-sectoral approach using women collectives, women empowerment and nutrition. So not just they focus on nutrition, they also focus on women empowerment. And this has been started in 3 states, that is Odisha, Bihar, and Chhattisgarh. So there is Dasa Sutra. There are 10 principles here, and these 10 principles have, and the platform for conducting this is the National Rural Livelihood Mission, and Odisha has Odisha Livelihood Mission. So there is enabling paradigm shift from microfinance to more holistic development approach, which also includes in nutrition. So these are the 5 intervention areas, and there are 17 targets. So there are 17 intervention packages under Swabhiman. It's very resource intensive. And out of 17, just 3 are really important. That is food and nutrition, that is health, and that is WAS. They cover this one. What is new? I have already told this one. They go for micro planning in an area. The females, they micro plan, and they find out who are the at-risk population, child and lactating mother, pregnant women, and women of preparatory age group, and they are given a specific focus. So apart from Swabhiman, there is one more program, SOPAN. We say it will be launched recently. It is strategy for Odisha's pathway to accelerated nutrition. It covers 125 hard to reach districts and difficult districts where the performance is poor, and the expected outcomes are improved nutrition as well as improvement in some child nutritional status. So there is strengthening of interdepartmental convergence and partnerships. This is nutrition for all and all for nutrition is the slogan for SOPAN. And here the cornerstones are life cycle approach, the management of wasted children, focus on first 1,000 days. There is teamwork or collaboration, and they take up the digital platform and community intervention, like community collaboration has been given emphasis here. So these are the 125 blocks, I say, which are difficult to reach and having low performance. Those,
I think somebody wants to ask something. It's Manoj Satpathy who is raising a hand. And ask what's the reason.
Dr. Manoj Satpathy, if you want to ask any questions, can I take after my topic? Please give me 2 minutes time. These are the key components. And as you see, Tiki Mouse is the mascot of WCD. These are the key components. And in Odisha, although nutrition sensitive schemes are different schemes are Mamata scheme, as I said, conditional cash transfer, and to prevent school dropout and promote higher studies among girls, there is Kanya Sri, Biju Kanya Ratna, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, Stop Child Marriages. All these programs has been taken up. And lastly, we come to Rashtriya Poshan Month. This month is the Poshan month, and from 2018, this is the 4th Poshan month we are celebrating, where the intensified efforts to amplify Jan Andolan is being taken up. Jan Andolan is, is kind of Andolan by people for nutrition. And through this, a demand for essential nutrition services can be generated. And as we see, there are 4 weekly themes. First week, we covered Poshan Batika promotion. Second is yoga for nutrition. Then there is distribution of nutrition kits. And this one is identification of SAM children, and which is taken up in Supan. Supan is going to take up that project. So various flip books has been prepared in Odia, English and Hindi. This is a part of incremental learning approach, and Anganwadi workers that they are trained, they take up this one to improve the nutrition. And as part of Resource Center for Advancement and Public Health Nutrition, we have taken up various activities in our field practice areas, and we have done one recipe competition by the females or the women of reproductive age groups, and they have been awarded. So food and nutrition is not a single person's job. It has to be taken up by all, even the government of India, the government of Odisha, all sectors, as well as we in IMIs. Thank you very much. Dr. Manoj, can I take up your question?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Swayam, for an excellent presentation. And I think she's been able to delineate all the policies, schemes, and whatever programs are there from the government of India. And in addition to that, whatever Odisha government is providing. So we open the floor for discussion. I think we can take 4 questions. And at the end of all the sessions, we can take more questions. Now we can invite 2 questions. Mr. Manoj was asking something. Manoj Satpathy? Yeah, you can post the question on the chat box.
वो म्यूट तो नहीं है, डॉक्टर मनोज इज नॉट इन म्यूटेड ना, डॉक्टर मनोज म्यूट कर सकते हैं
Chat, sir. Chat box is right. Otherwise, पूरा confused.
मैं कंफ्यूज हूं चैट बॉक्स
Manoj Satpathy.
ओके
Okay, so you end the session here. As there are no further questions, any queries can be taken at the end of the entire webinar. So we thank you for the participation and look forward to positive and interactive session for the ongoing sessions. Thank you, Dr. Swayam. So with this, we'll move to the next session.